start recording. Hey, hi guys. Welcome to the room again. Today, I'm very blessed and happy to have somebody in the room. Somebody that I know him. He's really a giver and he tops in sales. He was one of the high ticket closer. I'm very happy to have him in the room. First, let me welcome Sukhdev. Sukhdev, hi. Welcome to the room, to the chat. And today, I'm very fortunate to connect with you again. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, to connect
Welcome,
with you as
welcome.
well. Yep.
So I've briefly shared with you a little bit about how I came across to interview or have a conversation with somebody like yourself. And we spoke a little bit about our strength itself. And would you like to share a little bit more about yourself to let the world or people out there know a bit about your achievement, or who is Sukhdev? Who is Sukhdev?
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Great. I can start with that. Thanks. By the way, for giving me this opportunity. Look, me as a person, I would say that I came to Australia way back, like 15 years ago, with really nothing in my pocket, right? Just barely 3 grand in my pocket, and I'm an immigrant in a brand new world for me. You
Wow.
know, maybe a lot of people actually can resonate with this, but it's really when you're by yourself starting up, it's a whole different thing. Fast forward 15 years with all the ups and downs, and I've been through multiple jobs, grew up in the ranks, led large teams, and today I've actually created multiple businesses. And along this way, I also won the world champion in high ticket sales across 150 countries. And now I'm actually really on a mission to help
Yes.
at least 1 million people in a positive
Wow.
way. And that's
Wow.
where I sort of, you mentioned earlier about me helping others as well. So that's where I am at the moment, really just here to give. And that gives me fulfillment. So that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, you see, okay, guys, Sukhdev is somebody I met earlier this year, and he's really somebody who gives, and he even gives to somebody doesn't know him, or he doesn't know the person who's doing sales. Am I right? So, Sukhdev, could you share a little bit with us about a bit about sales, your sales process? How do you do it? How do you manage to achieve this high ticket closer before we dive into your strengths? Is that okay?
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yep.
Look, I believe sales, everybody is in sales, okay?
Yes.
Literally right from the time we are actually born.
Yeah.
As a kid, they are the child is the best negotiator in the world, right? If they want something and if they don't get it, they'll just start crying. And
Yeah.
you have to give it to them, right? So we are all born being great salespeople. Over time, we get a different definition and perspective of sales.
Mm.
But my definition of sales is purely around relationship and connecting with people. That's where it actually really starts from. Like when you start as a child, the mother and the child, they are actually so connected, and the mother and child is always negotiating. Okay, keep quiet, I'll give you a toffee, or keep quiet, I'll take you out. That's negotiation. That is sales, right?
That's it. Yes.
When we come into our school days, in terms of sales, we're always negotiating with friends. Where do I go out for lunch? Where do you want to go? Whoever wins means they've actually won the negotiation. So I've learned that, and in my job when I came to Australia,
Mm.
I started realizing that it's all about, not just yourself, but people around you as well. So in my team, presenting just a PowerPoint presentation, or even right now when I'm talking to you,
Mm.
you're asking what is sales. And if I'm able to convey the message to you in a way that you understand, I've made
Yes.
the successful sale. So that's what I've actually always kept in my mind, that it's all about people. It's all about connecting, relationship. But then what I decided was I want to quit my job. Okay.
Mm.
And then I was like, what is that skill that I can do in business that will allow me to bring money in? And that's when I realized, again, it's all about relationship with your clients and customers. And to bring them become a client, you actually need to have a sale transaction, which is now monetary. So from people relationship to actually really understanding about monetary, I started learning deep dive into how to take this relationship and really help people out there in exchange for money or cash, or in a way that you can start closing deals. Because the way I looked at it is, if I'm offering something and they don't come on board, I'm actually doing them a favor, this service,
This
right?
service. Yes.
And that's the biggest thing that I got. So I wanted to learn how to really persuade them so that I can give them the service. And that's what allowed me to sort of take it to the next level. When I understood this aspect, that if I have an offering and people don't take it up, I'm at fault. I'm doing them a disservice. When I
Oh,
really understood this, I went deep into understanding the psychology behind what really connects with people. And that's when I went so deep that I made it my goal to really win the award, and global award. And that's how I actually won in 2019. I won the world champion in high ticket sales closing, and across
yes,
150 countries and over 6,500 people. So
true.
that's sort of a high level of the journey of how I went into sales.
True, true, true. Oh, very good, Sudeep. So before I ask you the next question, Sudeep, there's before I have this chat with you, I actually ask people what is the one question you would like to ask the number one high ticket closer you have an opportunity. Guess what they ask? They ask about, because last year a lot of people, when people are doing sales, we do a lot of face to face. Am I right? So in this year, because of the COVID coming in, a lot of things shifted and changed. So they would like to know what's the difference between doing a live sales and doing it with virtual. Okay, would you like to share with them a little bit more about live and virtual? How do you do it slightly different? Or is there a difference?
Yep, there is absolutely definitely a difference. Face to face, what happens here is you can actually, have physical contact. You're shaking the person's hand. You are there. You can see the person. It's real, right? So there's a bit of a different emotional attachment face to face. Now
Yes.
on virtual, you got to replicate that. Now, how do you replicate is what you're doing now. We've actually opened up our cameras, right?
Yeah.
And the lighting in my room is really clear. You can see my face. I'm dressed well. That makes an impression. Even before I say anything, the connection is well, the lighting is good, you can hear me clearly.
Mm.
This is the first aspect of, from virtual perspective. The second thing to really bring the energy on a virtual is, imagine this, if my energy is at the level 10, you will
Mm.
feel my energy at level 7. You see? So that's a virtual world. So allow you to feel my energy at 10. I really, really need to take it like level 15,
Wow.
because that's what it takes on a virtual. And here in my room, if you come here, you'll be seeing that I'm like over the top and less. But no, it's what it's needed, because that's
Needed.
energy that goes through multiple layers. It goes through this camera across the internet to your side. So that's
Wow.
the energy that you need to really, really maintain, hype it up, really maintain that, so it comes across that we are connecting.
I
So
see.
that would be one aspect. The third aspect, sorry, that's the second. The third aspect on a virtual would be, really, you can see me. It's live, right?
Yes, it's
And
live.
sometimes we make a little mistake here and there. That's okay,
Correct.
because that is authenticity. And
Yes.
sometimes if I want to scratch my nose, if I want to touch my, it's okay. That is authenticity. You see, and don't worry about whether you're not looking good or not. It's absolutely fine. And if you keep it that way, the authenticity comes out. If you're too perfect, right? People can't relate with you. Like you see my cupboard at the back, there's some books sort of stacking up. That's okay.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's how my normal life is, right? If you
And
were
it
to come,
and it shows that you're reading the books.
yeah, and plus the books are sort of stacked as well. In not in the best way stacked. It's like if you come to my office,
Mm.
that's what you will get. But if I make everything too perfect, you'll be like, oh, that's just just show.
Just a
So I would say that would be like that would be the fourth, and that's a bit of a bonus tip there, is just be who you are. And that's what I
yeah.
would say. So that would be virtual, and that's it.
Wow, that's cool. So I've learned this. Actually, for Sudeep, somebody I know, he's really very authentic and he's giving person. I've been repeating this many times. And you can see from the video itself. So these lessons that we learned today about lighting and raising up your energy, I I think this is something very, very good for us to practice itself to raise our level. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sudeep. There's one more thing they would like to share with us is we know they understand that your top five strength is achiever, futuristic, activator, arranger, competition, and also significance. Okay, I'm very, very curious. I think the audience will be also very, very curious about futuristic. How do you see the future of perhaps sales or moving on, like stuff like this? Would you like to
Okay.
share a bit about that?
Absolutely. So look, uh, the future of sales, right, in my perspective is sales, I believe, is the number one skill everybody needs to know. In fact, if you're going online and you cannot sell, you're not, you will not be able to survive, right? So
Mm.
sales is really the number one. Like I said, sales, you're born as a kid, you have actually born how to sort of negotiate with your mom. That's like a skill that over time we forget. So I think the future of sales, even more today, even more tomorrow than today, it will be more important because everybody is fighting for attention,
Right.
and it's like now it's so easy with the virtual world. It is so easy to connect with people across, in the States or in
Yeah.
Europe or it's so easy, just a click of a button. So
Yes.
because it's become so easy, if you really become master of sales, and when I say sales, it encompasses a lot of things which we'll touch in a second.
Mm.
But when you master that whole sales process, you form that connection.
Yeah.
So the future is this, is the virtual world, is the future. It is the future of how you really connect, how you really appear authentic,
Yes.
and how you're really open and really just come up. If you don't know something, just say you don't know. People like that. And
Yeah.
that is part of sales, you see. You don't want to actually just say, I know everything when you don't know. Right. So I think the future of sales will be the number one skill that everybody needs to learn. So that's what
Yes.
I think. So if you're not doing any sales now, learn it. Even it helps with your family. For example, you're negotiating with your spouse. Hey, honey, where do we go dinner tonight? That's sales, right? If
Right.
you're talking with your friend, hey, where should we go tomorrow? Or that's all sales, right? You're thinking, if you've got two plans, should I take this plan or should I take that? You're actually selling to yourself which plan makes sense. That's all
Ah.
sales, right?
Okay.
So that's the number one thing.
Wow. So today I learned a different perspective of the word sales also from Sukhdev. That was wonderful, fantastic. So other than futuristic, I also understand you have other strength like achiever, activator, arranger. Would you like to pick one and share with people out there who doesn't have what you have, your strength?
Okay. So I'll pick the number one, achiever. Okay.
Achiever. Wow.
I I really love that strength a lot. And I've always been a person who says, if I'm going to do something, I'll make it happen. Okay. So 15 years back when I came to Australia, I said that I'm actually going to have my own business one day. I wasn't really clear what day it was, but over the years, I became clearer and clearer. Okay. So I worked for it. I said that I'm going to have my own business. So today I have it. But let's go deep dive a little bit. So last year in December, I said I'm going to do 5 things. Okay, I actually announced it to the world, and this is what I do a lot. Is when I announce it to the world what I'm going to do, I hold myself accountable. And this is probably the number one aspect of how, if you want to be an achiever, is have that accountability partner. So what I did in December, I made a video and I said that I've quit my job. I'm going to do 5 things in 2020. So I had the whole world be accountable to me because I put that video on YouTube, right?
Wow.
So that was the first thing that I would encourage you to do as well. If you want to achieve anything in life, right? Just find someone that you actually tell it and make it accountable, because now if you don't do it, you're at fault. Your word is your honor. So that's, I would actually say, with achiever, anybody can be an achiever. You don't need to have it as your top strength. It is the thing that makes the achiever is what matters, and that is accountability. So I would actually encourage you, have an accountability partner, have an accountability person that can always say, you know what, this you said you would do this, why you didn't do it, make it happen. Join forums that actually have an accountability session. Do that and you will start seeing your goals hitting off one by one, and you'll be a big achiever. Okay. So I would actually like to say, you can also be an achiever. Anybody can be an achiever. And that would be the number one thing that you will actually feel fulfilled when you achieve something.
What an encouragement. And Sudeep, accountability partner is actually the world. Wow, that is a very huge accountability partner, I would say, isn't it? Okay, cool. So Sudeep, before we go, I also like to understand that you also have a book, right? You have a book. You wrote a book for 2020. Would you like to share with us a little bit about this book that you have?
Okay, great. So, I told you that I declared 5 things.
Yes,
So
correct.
4 things have been done. The fifth thing, I said I'm going to release a book in November 2020. Okay,
Right.
so it's this year, it's in the making. I have not announced it, what the title is going to be, but I can share with you what the book is going to be about, right? And the book's pretty much going to be a story of me in terms of how I came into this country, Australia, as an immigrant with really nothing in a brand new world, not knowing anything, right? And how did I actually develop the mindset of a successful person? And then in my job, what did I do to really climb up the corporate ladder, right? That's what I want to actually show people, that even if you come to a place where you've never ever been before, there are aspects that you can actually do and really achieve success in life. So this book that I want to actually give out is actually an inspiration to people out there to say, no matter what you're in, you can always achieve success. No matter how you feel, you can develop that mindset, that really strong mindset to really bounce forward and, really succeed in life, right? That's what I want to show. And how I went from a nobody, okay, coming to Australia from a nobody to winning the world champion. That is a story I want to share with everybody, that if I can do, so can you. And that's what
Wow.
it's going to be about.
Wow. That was really, really inspiring. A book that everyone will look forward to, I'm sure. So the title is not out yet, but we will know soon.
Title
Okay.
is a bit of a secret. It's okay.
Okay, no worries. I'm sure. Let me make a guess. It could be something to do with connecting. One of my
Well,
favorite.
it is
It could be.
definitely connecting is a big part of it.
Yes.
It is talking about success, connection, wealth as well, because wealth is a big part,
Big part.
and wealth is not just money, right? Family, love, health, relationship,
Relationship.
spiritual, that's all part of wealth. So I'm going to encompass all that, because people come from different aspects of life, but at the end of the day, they want to achieve that success, that fulfillment. This is the
Wow.
book that's about.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. I'm sure many of us will be looking forward. Okay, guys out there, before we go, I will put Sudhir's link below, and then you can check him out, his YouTube, things that he have, his credentials, all this. So Sudhir, once again, if last question, if there's one thing that you like to encourage people out there, especially in this COVID time, what would be that one thing be?
Okay, so look, this is a very good question, and I'm happy you actually asked me this question. Is a lot of people I'm meeting now, they were doing really really well beginning, right? Now there's some people have fallen down in their energy, and they're like, how am I ever going to survive? It's just impossible, right? And people are saying everything, that it's impossible to do this, it's impossible to go back to work, it's impossible to go out freely, and they're losing motivation in many aspects. What I would encourage you to do is, you take that word impossible and you break it up, right? There'll be the word I'm possible.
Super.
And if you say that word to yourself, instead of saying impossible, say I'm possible. I can do whatever I want to do, and I will continue to succeed. And that's what I
Wow.
want to leave you with. If you ever see the word impossible, say I'm possible, I can succeed, and I will do it. Thank you.
All right. So let me start with the words first. I am possible. Say it with me together. I am possible. I am
I'm
possible.
possible. Yes.
Wow, that's cool. Okay, within this short time, we have learned a lot of gems from Sukhdev, and I'd like to thank Sukhdev for his time, his precious time, especially. He does a lot of coaching to people, and if you'd like to find out more, okay, do check out his link below, and we'll see you soon. Once again, thank you, Sukhdev, for coming out this show, this room. I'll see you again, Sukhdev. See you guys. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.